Can you all see the board? This is the site as we had it a couple of years ago when we had it fully open. This is actually a photograph taken in 2015. We've looked at the chambered cairn a couple of times. We looked at it in 2012. At that time, that outer wall was complete, wasn't breached, and there was a lot of packing material behind that. That's all been scoured out. So we've got a measure on the rate of erosion and what's happening. I think we've lost an awful lot more since then. The location of the passageway, you can just see where that ranging pole is going in there. And what we're going to do is start to take this piece out to begin to expose that and to work down. So that's what we'll be going on to start off with, and then taking the rest of this out here, going across, so that we can expose as much of the tomb as we can. We've just got some signs of structural evidence. We've got wall face coming here, and we've got part of the outer wall face coming through there already. We just took the top off, cleaned it up, saw what was underneath, and then covered it again. So we're now in a position where we can actually begin to remove all of that. Yeah. The archaeology, as we've got it, with the sea coming in, has created this series of erosion terraces, and you can actually see one of the terraces defined here. And basically what's happened is these stones and this flagging has given it some sort of protection against the force of the sea. So this material has been taken away, and we've got a step, a literal step or terrace of archaeology, and we've got a second terrace coming through here. Now this flagging here and the orthostat, this upright stone, and is part of a round building that went around here. Basically what we've got is the floor. This is just one giant flag, so you can see the scale there. That's a metre scale, so we're talking about a substantial piece of stone that's been put there. We're dealing with a monumental building, and this building actually has an upper floor, and we know that because we've got the post settings that have been cut into that flag, and we've seen other mezzanine type floors with other buildings of dating around the same period in other parts of the Iron Age. In Shetland, we excavated several at Old Scatness, so we're fairly familiar with that type of concept. The architecture is slightly different. Then when we come up here, we've got more pictish buildings and so on. This building here, which we're terming as an Iron Age roundhouse, is actually part of a much larger building that's been shrunk in. In the Pictish building, it was again subdivided, and what we have, this is the extent of the house as we had it last year. This is the subdivision a few years ago. So this is dated to the Pictish period. When we took the flags away, we went down to a lower phase, and this is where we got the 4th century coin from. And there's a big stone lined tank in that position that we found last year. You see the pictures of the website. But at this phase, what we've got is a little entranceway with 2 cells coming through here. And this building here is a Pictish building. But what's interesting about this is, again, it's part of an earlier building. It's constructed in another building. And if we turn round, you can see the entrance passage. You can see the stonework is just literally underneath the turf there. And this is the roundhouse that I was pointing out here. This is it in its earlier phase. So you can see the sea is actually taken out the outer part, but we've got the curvature of the stone wall, and here we've got orthostat settings, and these are settings for big uprights as well, that going around radially.